The Dark History of Christmas, Consumerism, Sloth, Greed, Lies, Santa, and the Lack of Christ. This is a story I wrote called The Gift That Changed Everything. I remember one Christmas when I was a kid. I woke up at the crack of dawn, heart racing with excitement. I bolted downstairs and saw the gifts stacked under the tree. My parents, tired and sleep-deprived, smiled as me and my siblings ripped the paper off one box after another. That morning, I was on top of the world. But a week later, I couldn't even tell you what I got. The toys, the games, they all blended into nothingness. The excitement faded, replaced by that familiar craving for more. That's when I realized something. Christmas, the season of giving, isn't really about giving at all. It's about consuming. We've taken a sacred holiday meant to represent hope, redemption, and love, and turned it into an all-out frenzy of greed, gluttony, and lies. It's a holiday that's lost its Christ while glorifying everything that he stood against. Today, we're diving into the dark history of Christmas, how it became a festival of consumerism, how Santa became its mascot, and what it means for us spiritually and mentally. If you're ready to see the truth beneath the glitter, let's get into it. But before we get started, what's up? My name's Nick Jackson, and my channel is here to give you insights on philosophy, psychology, conspiracy, and spirituality. If any of those things are interesting to you, subscribe to my channel and make sure you like the video to help push me forward in the algorithm. And if you have a thought on anything said in this video today, start a conversation in the comments below. Let's start at the beginning. Christmas as we know it didn't start with Christ at all. Long before Jesus' birth, ancient cultures celebrated winter solstice festivals to mark the darkest day of the year and the return of the sun. The Romans, for example, celebrated Saturnalia, a week-long festival dedicated to the god Saturn. It was a time of wild feasting, debauchery, and role reversal where slaves became masters for a day. People would drink excessively, indulge their desire, and exchange gifts, not out of kindness, but as a bribe for good luck in the new year. Then you have the Norse tradition of Yule, where pagans burned massive logs to honor the gods, feasted, and celebrated the rebirth of the sun. These ancient rituals weren't about love, kindness, or faith. They were about survival and indulgence, eating, drinking, and celebrating in excess to fight the bleakness of winter. So when Christianity spread, the church took these traditions and tried to Christianize them. December 25th was chosen as Christ's birthday, not because there's evidence he was born then, but to align with the existing pagan festivals and make the transition smoother. And yet, remnants of those old, dark traditions linger. Here's where it gets interesting. Enter Santa Claus, a jolly, gift-giving old man who sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake, and determines if you're good or bad. Sounds magical, right? But let's break it down. Santa is a blend of many myths. He's based on Saint Nicholas, a 4th century bishop known for his generosity. But over time, he morphed into something else entirely. The Coca-Cola company in the 1930s turned Santa into the red and white icon we know today. And from there, Santa became the perfect mascot for consumerism. Think about it. We lie to our children about Santa to make them behave all year. We use material rewards to condition them. Be good or you get nothing. It's an early lesson in conditional love, wrapped up in a fairy tale. Psychologists argue that this can have lasting effects. It teaches kids that worth is tied to rewards, not their character. And when they inevitably learn the truth about Santa, it can plant seeds of mistrust. If we lied about this, what else isn't true? As George Orwell once said, the greatest enemy of clear language is insincerity. Santa Claus is the epitome of insincerity, masking greed and manipulation under the guise of innocence and magic. Let's be honest, Christmas is no longer about Christ, it's about shopping. The average American spends over $900 on Christmas every year. Retailers make billions during the holiday season. Black Friday sales alone generate upwards of 70 billion, as people trample each other in stores to get TVs and toys at a discount. Why do we do this? Because we've been conditioned to believe that love equals gifts. The more we spend, the more we care. Advertisers exploit this idea, bombarding us with messages that if we don't buy the latest gadgets or toys, we're failing our families. But here's the truth. Studies show that material gifts don't bring lasting happiness. A 2012 study by Tim Kasser, a psychologist, found that people who prioritize materialism are less satisfied with their lives and report higher levels of depression and anxiety. The joy of getting stuff fades quickly, leaving us empty and craving more. As the Dalai Lama put it, we sacrifice our health in order to make money. Then we sacrifice money to recuperate our health. And then we are so anxious about the future that we do not enjoy the present. Christmas, once a time of reflection and gratitude, has turned into a season of sloth and greed. We overeat, overspend, and overstimulate ourselves. We focus on what we're getting rather than what we're giving. We justify this behavior because it's the holidays. But what about Christ, the man whose name the holiday bears? Jesus preached simplicity, love, and in Matthew 6:19-21, he said, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, for where your treasure is, there your heart will also be." When we chase after material things, we lose sight of what truly matters: relationships, purpose, and faith. These are the real treasures. So what can we do? It starts with awareness. Recognize the trap of consumerism. You don't need to buy your children a mountain of gifts to prove your love. You don't need to go into debt to keep up with society's expectations. Instead, focus on what matters. Number 1, give time, not things. Spend quality time with loved ones and make memories that last. Number 2 is to practice gratitude. Reflect on what you already have and find joy in simplicity. Number 3 is to put Christ back in Christmas. Whether you're religious or not, embrace the values he stood for: love, kindness, and humility. And number 4 is to question tradition. Just because something is normal doesn't mean it's right. Ask yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? Christmas has a dark history, but that doesn't mean we're powerless. We can choose to celebrate it differently. We can reject greed, lies, and consumerism, and we can return to what matters most: connection, love, and truth. As Mahatma Gandhi said, "The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed." This Christmas, let's focus on need, not want. Let's give from the heart and not from our wallets. As always, thank you for watching. Value learning, keep growing, and success will come. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Start a conversation in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.